Welcome to my video about making 5/16, 5/16, 5/16 boxes. They're kind of like quarter boxes, but the OSB that I had lying around was 5/8 of an inch thick. So of course, if you want to cut away half of that, that's 5/16. I already cut the boards, so the first step, as you see here, is to run them through the dado blade. There's 5 different parts. These are 4.5-inch boxes. So 2 of the parts are 4.5 by 4.5 minus 5/8. 2 are 4.5 by 4.5, and the last one is 4.5 minus 5/8 by 4.5 minus 5/8. So I'm going to call that piece the bottom. So we got the square sides, the rectangular sides, and the bottom. The first thing that I did there was I cut away, what do you call it? I guess you call it a rabbet around the edge of the bottom. What I'm doing now is I am cutting 2 edges of the sides, 2 rabbets on the long edges. These are going to fit into dados on the square sides. Now I'm cutting a dado along the short edge of one of the sides. That's going to hold the bottom in place. And do it with the other one too. Normally I'd be picky about making sure the sides are all square, that the corners are all as close to 90 degrees as possible, and picking corners based on that. But I'm just kind of messing around here and making a proof of concept, so I wasn't too careful about that. Alright, here's the square sides. I'm cutting dados along 3 of the edges. The 2 parallel ones are going to hold the rectangular side boards, and the one along the remaining edge is going to hold that bottom in place. Very beautiful. Although you may notice that because this is OSB and I may have cut too fast, some pieces that I didn't really mean to remove broke off. But it'll be okay. These are not meant to be pretty. They're just going to be 4.5-inch cubes for, in case I need something 4.5 inches tall. Or sometimes I use them as cups to hold tools. Lay out all the pieces. Admire them. Now, because the wood is not the perfect thickness, and I didn't set this up super precisely, I think I did pretty well. There's some chips there. Remove those chips. The dangly edges. What are those called? Hanging chads? Yeah, remove the chads. No chads allowed in this basement. You can use a file in cases where they don't just break off. Yeah, it's pretty good. And those ones only have dados, no rabbets, therefore they don't have chads, although they might have some other random little pieces. There's one of those corners that went missing. Alright, how are we going to do this? I say let's put the rectangular sides and the bottom together first. Use plenty of glue. All the sides that are going to touch, which means inside the rabbet, in the dado, and also along that piece at the bottom, needs to be glued. Really, there should be glue on all 3 faces of that dado groove. But again, this is just to prove the concept, so I wasn't too careful to get all the glue everywhere. Now to glue on the square sides. You can pretend that you're trying to get syrup all over your waffle. Some guy in a YouTube video called fingers the best glue spreaders that exist. So, you know, go ahead and use them, I guess. I may have had a little bit extra glue, so I'm going to put that on one of the square sides. Moment of truth. Will this fit? Will it fit? Seem to be having some trouble here. Well, nothing the old hammer can't solve. Ta-da! Now let's glue on the other side. Is this enough glue? Maybe. Have I spread it around sufficiently? No. But it's probably good enough for a 4.5-inch box that I'm not going to be driving trucks over. Actually, even if I did drive a truck over it, it'd probably be all right. Sides don't completely match up, but we can sand it down if we really want to. But I think it's close enough. And voila, it is complete.